out of Lake Wilson, the Sylvan Park area on the Burro Trail. Got my shirts in from Larry Roberts the other day, so decided to come out and wear that while we ran around on the trail. We were actually out here the other day, me and all the kids. We shot a couple videos on a couple different trails that we were going to be on, and this was one of them. But when I got home, I realized that not all the video took for whatever reason. So we decided to come back out today. We're going to go hit the lake and do some swimming, but I wanted to rehike one of the trails, and I let the kids pick. This was the one that they chose. So in some of the footage you might notice that we're wearing different clothes, and there's actually more of the kids with me last time. So you'll notice a few more people as well. But I wanted to come back out and hike this trail anyway. It is a 3/4 mile trail developed in the 70s by a Boy Scout troop. It was upgraded in the 80s by a Girl Scout troop who added another loop to it and a few other things. There's a lot of signs along the way that talk about wildlife, wildflowers, trees, mammals, reptiles. So the kids enjoy this because they get to read those signs and then try to find all the animals out here. Last time we were out, we saw quite a bit of collared lizards and a couple snakes. So we'll see if we have the same luck this time. But the trail is really well kept. It's a gravel trail, so it's not really wheelchair accessible, but it is very, very easy to walk. The terrain is flat. The kids really enjoy this one. And it's short. We can get in and out onto whatever it is that they want to do, which is usually swimming or fishing. So it's a trade-off. They come hiking with me and I go swimming with them out in the lake. So we'll take you along on this one and see if I can't get a little bit of the footage that I lost. So like I said, the trail itself is really well kept. It's gravel. It's very wide. It's easy for about anybody to handle. The terrain is very flat. It's just below the dam, which the dam was constructed in the mid to late 60s, I believe, and it was really used for flood control out of the Saline River Basin. It's, I think, a 9,000 acre lake with about 100 miles of shoreline. It's one of our favorite places to go out here. It's really close to our house. Lots of hiking, camping, other recreational activities as far as boats and fishing. So this here is a plant that Travis and I were talking about the other day. It's called horseweed. Travis over at Survive Without is always showing me new plants and confirming a lot of the things. Like this one I actually thought I knew was horseweed, but I wasn't sure. So Travis and I got out the other day over at Maxwell Wildlife Refuge, or Maxwell Fishing Lake, and he confirmed this one with me and showed me a handful of other ones. He is just so good when it comes to plants. But anyway, this particular plant is really, really good for a hand drill spindle. So I will probably pick up one of these while I'm out here today. I don't know if you can see out there, but there are literally hundreds of them over there. So I'll probably pick one out that's large enough and straight enough for what I need it to do. This part of the trail here is the soapberry loop. This is one that was added on by the Girl Scouts at one point. You can see the kids are up there playing on the rocks.
Is that the hawk? Yeah, right. The hawk. That makes sense? Okay. What?
So, kids have really gotten accustomed to me carrying around a camera, so that was David. He's got his camera out today. Jenny's got her camera attached to the front of her little ribs pack. Here's a little example of one of the information placards they've got up here, talking about some little reptiles we have on the trail. The western Massasauga rattlesnake and the horned-toed lizard and the earless lizard and the collared lizard. But these are the things that the kids really enjoy stopping and checking out, reading a little bit about the wildlife on the trail. And I kind of fall back behind them, and then get caught up.
Coyotes, and eastern striped skunk. Every time I go hunting, these always scare everything off. Yeah. Well, they're out of my reach. They just come up, run at stuff, and then howl. And then me and Paul always just like, whoop, that's it for today.
Placard they were just looking at was all about some different mammals. We've looked at some for wildflowers, a couple of the different fruit trees. One talked about burning the prairie and how prescribed burns help the ecosystem. Discussed a little bit about the eastern cedars, which are not native to Kansas and can kind of cause a problem. So up here there'll be a sign that talks about the rings on trees and determining the age and even the season that was going on during that time frame. This tree used to be cut off where you could really see the rings good, but it's dried out quite a bit now, so it's much harder to see. But right up here is the placard that talks about it.
There's a tree cut back there. Count the rings on it.
You can see how old it is?
Right down here is a product of some of what the dam has created below here. This is a little wetland area. And a couple times I've been back here, I've been able to see some beaver. But I don't see quite as much sign this year as I've seen in the past. So I don't know if they have moved on further down the spillway or where they might be. But well, we're wrapping up this trail. There's a couple more we're going to hit today, so it's a pretty enjoyable trail. Like I said, really easy, not difficult for just about anybody. Saw quite a bit of wildlife on this trail, some songbirds, some hawks, or falcons actually, not hawks. I think the kids counted 4 or 5 of the collared lizards and saw one gardener snake. Ended up picking up a little bit of thistledown for the fire this afternoon. We're going to do a fire and cook over it after we hike a little bit, and then maybe finish up the evening with another hike. So, a really enjoyable trail to come out and check out if you make it out to Wilson Lake.